welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Napoleonic battle. This one is a great one. We have a 4v4. I'm playing with my friends. I'm playing with as the French. My friend here, I played with him last video. The wing is ours, Sparky, playing the French as well. I have a friend named Iron Hat playing the Brits, and my friend Friday playing the Ottoman Empire. So two French, one Brit, and Ottomans. On the other side, we have a Russian, a Brit, an Austrian-Hungarian Empire, and also another French. Let's take a look at the armies. Well, things are good. We'll go on slow speed for now. This is a long battle. Get your popcorn. You know, this is intense. There's highs and lows in all moments. I bring 2 Fusiliers. I bring 4 Voltigas. I bring 2 Polish Legion, 4 Swiss Foot. I bring Dutch Guard. Dutch Guard. Yep, Lancers. Bring Empress Dragoons. I always bring these. Are so awesome. And then you also get the Polish Lancers as well. These are the Guard Lancers, though. I bring 2 Old Guard, and I believe that is my army with my general staff. Ally here, bringing 4 Polish Legions, bringing some Old Guard. He brings 3 of them. The Voltigas, some Fusilier of the line, not too much. 4 cav units of Chasseurs. That is it for our ally here. Down in the south, we see our. Let's start with the British player. Why not? He's got 2 foot. Nope, more. Tons of foot. Just foot. Light foot. King German Legion. But also some light foot, which is curious to see how he uses this. Dragoons. Light Dragoons. Light Dragoons. Light Dragoons. And guess what? More Light Dragoons. With some general staff. Some foot. Some foot. Does he bring any elite infantry that we saw? I guess the King German Legion, maybe. Anyway, moving on the line to the Ottomans. The melee. Bringing 5 of these. I'm not going to be able to say these, but let's just say these guys are scary in the melee. Bring also some more elite infantry. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce these grenadiers. These line infantry. I can't say what these. Sorry, guys, I don't know how to pronounce it. The guard. That's I know. These elite cataphract cav, pretty much, except they have no armor around the actual horse. And then just some more melee cav. So lots of melee in the Ottoman Empire. It's going to be pretty good. What's really cool about this map is like this dead space. Kind of a rush for this hill up here. And it just kind of ends up. The rules were no artillery, 4 lights max. You're seeing similar forces. You're seeing 4 lights by Russian Jaegers from the Russian player, obviously. I don't know their names. You'll see them in the end. I'm sorry to the guys who are playing. I just don't know them. Some musketeers, some life foot, some grenadiers. And just a blob of different infantry in here. Sorry, the sound effects is low because we're on slow speed. Plenty of cav here. Plenty. 4 lights, obviously. I'm doing light foots. Hussars, some Highlander foot, some foot, or foot, general staff, some light dragoons, King German Legion. Just Germans and Austrians in here. Different types, different regiments. Some cool cav. Bringing in a blob here again. They're kind of running. I'm surprised running. French player, bringing Chasseurs, Old Guard, Polish Legion, standard stuff, Swiss Foot, and some unique regiments as well. That's about it. I think we covered it. There's a lot of forces on the map, and it's a long battle. You're seeing immediately a rush. You'll see me walking a little bit, right? You know, I'm more patient. You're seeing the cav. I ran that up first. You know, why not? The cav can rest and get in the position. We wanted to get up on this hill quick. We didn't want to be cut off or we're fighting an uphill fight. We wanted to be dead even with them, or at least maybe we can flank them. So you see a lot of cav rushing in by both me and Wing Hussar here. We're trying to get into those positions. It's my army. I can't see our allies. Oh, actually, we can. Well, we can see where they're going. We can't really see what they're doing. But it's just the French army and the Brits and the Ottomans all marching out together. Just slowly. I'm going to be deployed right here in this location. My teammates are going to go past me, and the British player is going to catch up to my position. I'm going to deploy on this line. There's a rock here kind of blocking off, so it's a nice little field here. And the Russian player looks like he's going to do a similar maneuver, and it looks like, as well, his teammates are going to be flanking up north to get up on this position. All up here, all the way up here. You'll see my French counterpart going past me as well. He's already walking by me here. All of his elite gunner cav. He wants to get up there. Same with the Ottoman player. He's flanking out wide here, trying to get on top of this hill, get some action. Fast forward a little bit because, you know, people are marching into position. It's not the most exciting things, but look at these guys. I think Voltigeurs are, like, honestly one of the cleanest looking units in the entire game. Get some of my Fusilier of the line just deploying, moving up. This game is so crazy. It comes down. People, I'll just see it. Just like it's absolutely insane how it goes from like one side is dominating, the other side is dominating. It doesn't look good from one party. It just looks bad on all fronts. Seeing some cav movement up here on the very, very top. Not too much though. We have both two gunner cav just hanging out. They're kind of both are winded. The enemy cav winded, very tired. The Russian player was moving in a little bit, but he backed off. He probably didn't want to. Pretty out there by himself. The only player that's kind of up here is the British player with his lights. Moving in the forest. They're going to be very tired. My teammates, though, taking a little bit more of the slower approach. No rush. Got the cav up there. It looks like we have more cav on the map, giving us that advantage. You can see the Ottoman player has well, I don't even know where it is. It's all the way over here. But he's got a lot of cav. So there's not really an issue of us rushing. We can walk slowly, make sure our men are fresh and don't need to get exhausted before they get to the fight. Voltigeurs are moving into position. Everyone's getting in formation. British players walking through. He's going to form up with me. See some shots go off. We're missing a little gunfight. A little action coming on this side. French player engaging. Austrian-Hungarian. Unfortunately, these are Fusiliers. Should do some real damage against these chasseurs in melee. Yeah, they are. Fortunately, numbers and gunner cav add up. Yeah, he's just going to charge in there. These Hussars are going to get surrounded. A little bit of a melee fight right off the bat. Just get this northern point. French cav backing off. I think it's kind of a mistake here. Probably just wants to get into melee. The more you run away, you're taking casualties and you're not doing damage to the enemy. You may as well just use your 3 units to kill him. But the Austrian player, I think he's probably getting his money worth on this unit. Doing some real damage. Fortunately, 7th Regiment's arrived. All of Polish. Oh yeah, these guys are dead now. Absolutely getting annihilated. And there they go. Oops, sorry about the sound effect there. Nothing too much in the mini-map. You can see that the lines are starting to form up. People are starting to roll up. See this blob in the center of the mini-map coming up. But these Hussars, they bit off more than they can chew. Fighting like so much cav. You can see the enemy cav are rushing in as well. Seeing an elite unit here. Relaxing. Look at this, their breastplates. They're just going to decide to walk. Oh. They're doing a little more than just walking. They're going to go into melee? No, they stopped. They stopped. Just say that's pretty aggressive, especially if they're doing trickle in. Some light dragoons up here. The British light dragoons are so cool looking. A little rank on the patch on the side. So clean. I'm starting to move up a little bit. I put down some stakes. I'm putting them down at the moment, just preventing any cav charges from the front. I was going to use my cav in this location anyway. You can still run through it, you just can't run back. So I was like, I'm going to do that, you know. I don't want my... I can kind of play a little more aggressive with my skirmishers if that happens. The line's going to start skirmishing a little bit. They're bringing back their cav. Line is just still moving up. I see some of the gunfights first opening up on me. Unfortunately, if you look at the ridge, can't get any shots. There's going to be some buggy sound effects in the beginning of the game, guys, just because there's so many units on the field, and the game, like, can't handle, for some reason, all the guys marching. But as people die, sadly, the effects will be fixed. We can pause and just show you. Yeah, see? Nothing. Just the nature of, I don't know if you guys knew this, but if there's too much noise in war, you know, everybody just goes on mute. You can't hear guns anymore. A cav unit coming in, looking to sneak in through the Ulans. I have my cav hanging out about, not too far, but not close enough. Unfortunately, he's gonna run into the stakes here, these Ulans. He's an expensive unit. Oh, there you go. Losing like half the unit right there, just in that charge. He is gonna get inside though. He does break it up. He's gonna mess up my Voltigeurs. I'm gonna move up my Swiss foot, help take deal with these Ulans coming in.
Our men are running, sir.
See, immediately I die right there. I'm trying to move up my infantry. By the north, not too much action, just some skirmishing. He's coming along the line. There's no point of breaking at this point. May as well just stand your ground and fire a volley into them. And that's what I'm gonna do. Like, come on, please load, please load, please load. There you go. The Elons are dropping like flies. Unfortunately, I'm being annihilated here. I mean, maybe that was worth the Elons charging, honestly. They do shatter. We have the Moscow Musketeers moving in on this flank with the broken sound effects of Napoleon Total War. Unloading, reloading. Just got to imagine it, guys. I don't know what happened to the sound effects. Oh, there you go. We heard one. I don't know what's going on there. You kind of see still. Everybody's kind of just... Look how much cabs up here. Oh, my gosh. Both armies are still moving up. The French player, though, kind of out of position. Way out here. Still marching. Everyone else is kind of in position. French player is moving up there. Ottoman player, I guess he's still kind of behind as well. But he's getting up there. I have my cav down here hanging out. Seeing some good skirmishing going on now. Fortunately, these musketeers kind of annihilating me. And I'm starting to lose these regiments. Sorry, I'm losing to the Jaegers. Finally going to get some good volleys off, though. Bring up my Swiss foot. I was like, oh, fine. I'll get into a gunfight here. Unload on these musketeers. Boom. Get a good volley. Couple drive drop. Get another volley on these grenadiers. Grenadiers are a little thinner. They're not really great for gunfights, being that they're a little thinner. Plus, they're aiming at the Voltigeurs, so that can be as effective at firing at my Swiss foot. Seeing a charge, though, by me. Come in. Unfortunately, he does form square. I break off. I'm like, alright. I'm not going to deal with that. I'm going to back off all my cav now. I'm just going to get some good volleys now onto the Moscow Musketeers. You can see I'm just hitting them pretty good now. Meanwhile, we're getting some action on the other flank. These guys are just firing at each other. Not doing too much. My cav's running back here. Seeing a little bit of nothing going on up here. We're finally seeing actually like full regiments going onto the front line, so we can see some action soon on that front. There's some skirmishing in this area. I love how this game has that skirmishing phase. Just right now, there's not too much action going on through the bulks of the armies, but they're just like, you know, poking at each other. My troops are. Unfortunately, this unit goes a little too close to the front line. Now he's taking volleys from my Swiss foot in the rear. He just decided to suicide his Jaegers, I guess. Maybe a misclick. Now he's going into melee. Backing off his musketeers. Smart. Cav just hanging out in the rear. Nothing too much. He's going to fight in the melee. I'm going to lose that squad. But I thought, hey, my Voltigeurs will probably lose these Jaegers anyway. May as well get the chance for kills. 1-to-1. Meanwhile, we're starting to see a heavy deployment now of troops from both players up here. French player still catching up. Ottoman player almost there as well. But they're just trickling in. But this is pretty aggressive here. Rocky here, moving up the French Fusiliers. Not caring. Seeing another suicidal Russian Jaeger here. I don't know why he's doing this. Oh, you hear that? We heard his sound effect for a second. Oh, there we go. We're starting to hear him again. Huh. Do that. See that? I'll fix it now. I like how we hear a couple shots there and there. Melee going in now. There we go. Big action here. I decided to just charge the Jaegers. There's no point in getting a gunfight with them. Immediately going to delete these guys. They're gone. Seeing a cav unit by the Ottoman player move in between, trying to get these some snipes on here. Nothing too much on this flank. I move my cav back. But yeah, losing this Jaeger squad for nothing. Not too good. Ottoman player moving back because I'm going to get too far out. French here just skirmishing now, getting a little bit of some shots going off between both players. Getting some Fusilier moving up even further. There's a little bit of a hill here. Forest, you want to get control of this forest. You can do some real damage. If you're fighting the forest, guys, I don't know what it is, but I feel like you take a lot less damage. I think there's a hidden stat or something. But if you're shooting outside the forest, if you're shooting into the forest, you're not doing as much damage if you're shooting out. So you want to get this key position here. The Fusiliers are doing it. Still seeing just some trickling in of troops here. Seeing a good cav charge by the Russian player. Charging into the Ottoman player here. Ottoman player not really microing here at this moment. Getting stuck in this melee brawl. A whole bunch of cav are coming in. Just seeing the Ottomans fight for the life. Though the Ottomans are elite calves, so they should be able to do some real damage. Oh, just shanked that dude. So these guys go at it with their sticks. Oh, it comes out of nowhere. That guy shanks him. Oh no, but he gets shanked. This officer fighting. Look at that guy jumping up, trying to get the kill. Looks like it's going to be a little bit of a disengagement here. Those Ulans took a lot. They were even the aggressor, and they took a lot of casualties. Feel like some usual elite and cav in here. Fortunately, I let the British player kind of reform a little bit, though he's got his King German Legion Lightfoot in the front line. Not ideal, especially with these guys coming in. Fortunately, their charge was kind of dispersed a little bit. Lightfoot can't form square. Now they're in a melee brawl. Fortunately, though, the force charges aren't great. And these calves should do okay in a melee. I'm starting to see some light dragoons coming in here to support. It's a whole melee brawl in these forests right now. These guys go at it. He's some elite, though, Russian cav. Oh, man. This guy's swinging everywhere. We're seeing the cav take up the front line. Infantry pull back. Fortunately, the light dragoons... Actually, they're holding their own pretty well. Can't really see in here. There's a lot of guys. Saber to saber. These guys got a chest plate, though. These guys have nothing. Meanwhile, on the other flank, we're seeing a withdrawal of the French player. Not willing to take the engagement of this area yet. Ottoman Empire... Sorry, the Austrian and Hungarian Empire moving up. Ottoman player finally arriving with his troops. French player still coming up. French player fighting me a little bit over here in this location. Starting to see some action. So we have a elite unit coming here, going in for the multi-gear charge. This is a lifeguard foot of Russians. Some pretty good stuff here. He's gonna go in for a charge, really smart against me. He doesn't let me get a volley into him. And these guys are great in melee. And this is not ideal for my Swiss foot as these guys go at it. Annihilation over here. We're seeing, though, the elite Ottoman Empire cav coming out of nowhere into the Russian Jaegers, unfortunately. Getting nailed by some musketeers. Running down a couple guys there. Maybe causing a lot of friendly fire. Maybe not. Unfortunate. He's walking back. He has to walk. He cannot run through these spikes. Meanwhile, these guys are annihilating me. I'm bringing in my cav to help support. Dutch Guard Lancers. Like, alright, let's get in there. May as well help without. Oh, look at these colors. I mean, they're helping their fellow Danish men fight it out against these elite infantry. I decided to peel out. I didn't want to stay these guys in too long, and I was losing the melee already, a decent amount of dudes. So it's just some gunfights going on here. Still pretty passive here. Just some skirmishing going on. Nothing too heavy. Yeah, still pretty passive on the northern flank. But there's a lot of action going to pick up soon. I'm pulling back my guys. I did not want to keep fighting that. I'm going to let them come into me. And it's working. He's got to unload into these Polish Legion. Oh yeah, there goes that lifeguard foot being annihilated. Everyone's unloading on him. Now we got sound effects back, boys. Enough men have died. I'm trying to get these guys out of the way to let these guys keep getting shot. I mean, this is this is one of the best Russian units they can have. I just want to inflict as much damage as I can. And there we go. You can see the whole unit, collapses there. You leave that one unit for once this foot. It's pretty good trade. I'm starting to see a lot more action up here now. Some King German Legion getting into good gunfight with the King German Legion as well. But unfortunately, these guys are in the open and these guys are firing into force. So there shouldn't be too much damage between each other. I'll move up into the front line. We're seeing a French and Russian combined push now on me. On this position. I got the British player, though, in reserve behind my lines. We have the Ottomans and the French up here. British player is kind of leaning in both ways, both lanes at the moment. French player still has some units moving up in the rear, but not too much. He's also a little bit dispersed. Fortunately, I'm being annihilated by these rifles, and I don't have the skirmishing units anymore. I'm trying to pull him in a little bit, and then I'll rush back at him. Meanwhile, we're just getting some skirmishing up here. Ottoman player finally arriving with the bulk of his forces. Now they can start doing coordinated talks. But this is look at this map, boys. You can fight down here. If you zoom down here, you can come around, but not ideal. And there you can come down this way too. There's like a little bit of an area, but this area is kind of dead space. And then you can see just like the massive forces up here. It's unlimited. Right now I'm taking some heat now. Returning fire on the musketeers though. Letting them feel it. The wrath, the Swiss foot. Yeah, now we're taking kind of a beating. These 7th regiments of Jaegers trying to move up. Unfortunately, Swiss foot are hitting them hard. I have 2 Fusiliers of the line hanging out in reserve on the flanks. Moving them up into a position to fire. Musketeer taking a beating. Got some British soldiers opening up too in the foot. Meanwhile, we're starting to see a really good push by the British player here. Moving up, screening with some of his light foot, and then moving up with the real line infantry behind. Similarly, we're seeing some skirmishing going on, but not too much. It's pretty passive still. I haven't really seen any thick of action in that location. Only been down here. We're seeing a charge going by the musketeers. He is sick of these gunfights, I guess. He's done this a couple of times now. Oh, we dropped a whole bunch of guys there. Fortunately, this is gonna hurt. None of the guys dropped, but the Swiss foot though getting charged pretty good. Fortunately, there's British right behind the line. Unfortunately, they're shooting into our butts at the moment. Just not. I mean, they'll probably cancel each other out, but a musketeer for that's not a good trade. Seeing a French unit here, it's the 18th Regiment of Infantry, moving up. We're unloading on these guys. They're unloading on us. Unfortunately for us now, there's a combined arms push. Only a couple units from the British players in this location. And now I'm being hit pretty hard. Meanwhile, though, we're finally seeing the action up here. We're seeing the melee men go into the weakest spot. He's like, I'm going in the force. Really smart by Ottoman player now. Fighting an area where he's not going to take as much gunfire damage. He's going to land into these skirmish units. Oh my god, he's going to destroy them. Absolutely annihilate. Seeing French players move up to support the flanks. Seeing Ottomans moving up in the flank too to support his and a gun cav. But this is where the devastating fight is. Meanwhile, up here, I'm being annihilated. I'm just doing as much damage as I can right at the moment, but there's a lot of firepower coming in on me. We're getting level fire now because these guys have a ridge. They can shoot while these guys are in front, but the guys in front aren't lasting long. And these guys can even shoot over my next line. We're seeing Grenadiers move into a melee brawl, but back up here we're seeing a melee brawl going on as well. I feel bad for any Hungarian who has to fight. Unfortunately, he's getting flank charge, but he's got another melee unit. He's going in for the charge. He gets charged, but it's a counter charge. Will they charge? Here come the Ottomans. It's not the sick men of Europe. They're still the strongest. These Gaziers are going to get annihilated in the melee. Nobody can beat the Ottomans in the melee. Maybe only the old guard. Back up here, we're seeing a lot of cav action. He's brushing into the lines. Emperor's Dragoons are being deployed into the action. Seeing a great melee brawl up here. Polish Legion fighting. We got Russians fighting.
Our general is under attack.
The general took a couple shots. Nothing too much. British player coming in. He's starting to send deployment reinforcements now to help support me. As you can see that the Russian and French player are pushing hard onto me now. I don't really have that many reserves left. Cav moving up from here. So much is going on though. Up here on this northern point, we're seeing another melee charge by the elite Grenadiers, the equivalency of Grenadiers, who are just pretty much swordsmen on steroids, annihilating the frontline unit. Oh my gosh. Anywhere else, the French are plugging the gaps in. These guys are annihilating in here in melee. Now they're fighting the foot in melee. Nobody wants to go in the forest of death. Meanwhile, back down here, seeing a lot of cav movement. I pulled back out my cav. I killed their cav. Redeploying a line. My Fusilier lines run out of ammo. We go in for the charge. Reforming the line. British cav coming in to support me. I just got these 2 Polish Legion in the front line. I have 2 old guard in the rear. 1 Fusilier and just some cav. That's all I got left fighting these guys. I've pretty much been devastated. We've done a lot of damage though to them. Meanwhile, there's a little skirmishing between the British player, but up here is where the real bread and butter is. These melee troops, they are running. Unfortunately, light dragoons are coming in, though they're going to charge into a forest location, and they're not going to get a great charge. And those men are going to annihilate these light dragoons, I believe. But up here we're seeing a lot of melee. These guys are about to collapse. Seeing the players do a really good withdrawal here. Letting the Ottomans try to get back in the open. I think they should withdraw this too. Just like let them spacing happen between the two players. We're now seeing another melee charge. And these Hungarian Fusiliers who've been left on the front line, they're in for a world of hurt. Oh no. Oh no. Melee's king, boys. If you can mix it up, these guys are coordinating really well here. Plenty of reserves, a cav and everything in the rear. Meanwhile, back here, British player taking up some of the front line. Help me support against the French. We've done a lot of damage. Most of the Russian player is gone, just as much as I'm gone. The French player is kind of what's left. Just mopping up the sides. Seeing some melee here, nothing too much. I have some infantry back here, some old guard back here. But he's got plenty. These are all old guard here, guys, now. Enemy general dies. Russian general. That's the Russian player. He goes down. Russians pretty much out of the fight here. Nothing too much. We got the old guard now, all three of them. Fighting and, you know, annihilating my Polish Legion at the moment. And annihilating this foot. Fortunately, we got some light foot here, just annihilating them as well. Laying down the heat onto the old guard. Back up here, we're seeing a melee brawl. The Ottoman player getting in. Another elite unit coming in to do the damage. Deleting these squads. Unfortunately, these guys aren't in gun range. They should be firing while they're in this melee. Back up here. British player, a little more success here. Doing some real damage. Oh man, now we're seeing some gunfights coming in. Bullets coming in. Raining down on these gaps. Jeez. So much action all of a sudden.
Our men are running, sir.
Look at this. This is like death, I don't know, death force or something. Melee forced. Seeing a suicidal musketeer going in. Gonna hit some, both my guys and the British. Yeah, he backs up quickly, realizing that's not a smart move. A lot of action going on though. A little more passive here. Cannot move up that much. Got to be a little more cautious. Up here, we're seeing plenty of reserves up here by our Ottoman and French ally. So, plenty of punching power to get through this. But up here, we're seeing some more melee. Polish Legion now joining into the melee, mopping up the cav. Somehow, these melee guys are mopping up and getting all the way over here to Hungarian Fusiliers in the front line, or way back line now. Now it's going to be a little more difficult. He's got some Polish Legion back here. And the lines are stabilized. That's what's so great about this. Like, is we're seeing like this skirmishing, some pushing, then some pulling back, and then counter pushes. It isn't over in 2 seconds. You're getting these nice like maneuver warfare. And you know, it's not you know clicks per second, but just kind of getting those right positions and knowing when to just when to engage. And sometimes like one unit gets engaged, and then you have to throw in another to get get the advantage, and then your opponent throws in another, and like these little skirmishes can end up pulling you into a situation you may have otherwise not wanted to be in. Polish Legion though out of position here, going in for a charge though. Swiss foot behind lines. Unfortunately, British player is going to charge him from all sides. I don't know how you can tell who's who now in the red coat fight. But these guys aren't going to last long being surrounded. Get some foot fighting here. Nothing too much going on now. I have my old guard in reserve here. Got some skirmishing units, just taking some pop shots at these Moscow and other musketeers. Always retreating when it gets too close. Popping a guy off there and there. Like, I'm out of there. He's moving towards me. Don't want to get too far away from my line. Back up here, we're seeing a good gunfight between the French, the Fotigues laying down fire, Fusiliers and Polish Legion laying down fire. Unfortunately, these guys are, well, fortunately for us, we're in the forest here, so the damage from these guys isn't that hard. Laying down the heat though now. Seeing the Ottoman player moving up his infantry, his line infantry. Do you have any melee left? Got plenty of melee left actually. Let's get all the cav. Ready in for the giant cav charge. Plus we got 3 old guard back here. We got 2 old guard on the southern flank as well. Meanwhile over here, we got 3, got some old guard up here. Some of them are damaged already. We wasted a lot of ammo. A lot of these are depleted units. On the bottom, look at all the bodies, guys. Oh my gosh. So much fighting. Back up here, the foot are unloading. It's like kind of the only spot right now. There's actually a lot of action. You can start to see the bending of the line. We're pushing them up north, but they're not. They're kind of pushing us in the south. On the mini map, you're starting to see it's like turning into an S. Kind of funny how that works. British man though is unloading the heat now. Guys dropping though. The line getting pretty thin. More guys dropping down here. Whoa, he just got shot at for some reason. Oh no. I think I got hit by like a whole bunch of shots. Look at all the redcoats down. Oh no. Man face, shoot that other man. Firepower. Just laying down. I can't even tell where you're being shot at from the guys in the forest. I think everybody just kind of stare at each other for now. These guys are doing a very interesting tactic. I've seen a lot of guys do this where they stack their units like this on top of each other to get more firepower. I recommend against it though, because honestly, if almost every shot's a shot, that's a kill. It's just not good. Yeah, you see how he's doing that? And the next line can fire as well. Like you'll see. You get more firepower, but like when you start getting hit, you start getting hit hard. There's no bullets that mix up. He's doing a 30 in it. Kind of trying to do cheese. I think 3 is too many. I don't think they can fire proper. But the risk of this, I think the Ottoman players figured it out. Melee. There are no reserves. Fortunately, he's getting annihilated by this blob. So much firepower. I don't think they can all fire properly, so I don't think it's kind of messing it up. Just can he close the distance, though? If you can get the guys into melee, then the cav can come in and really mess up things. Starting to see the curve, though. Meanwhile, up here, we're starting to see some pushing up. Not too much. I'm starting to... Yeah, nothing too much going on here. Meanwhile, back on the Ottoman Empire here, they go in for the charge. The cav come in as well. Look at that. Bam. These guys are firing into their ally. Actually, they're firing over. I mean, not really. Look at all these guys dropping. Are just shooting their own men. Whose side are these Poles on? They betrayed. They're now this is a great betrayal. There's annihilating. Seeing the Polish Legion here moving up. Looking like something's about to go down. More men going into melee. The Austrian Fusilier is not going to make it. Not against this much firepower. Unfortunately, these guys are on low morale. Seeing another guy moving in, though. Meanwhile, on the other flank, not too much going on. This guy's pulling back a little bit, taking a lot of casualties. There's not too much left of him. I'm moving my old guard up north to support my teammate here. Seeing a good gunfight coming on here. Old guard are being deployed. This is scary. If I was one of those foot, I'd be like, oh, I'm out of here. Old guard about to annihilate now. Lay down that heat. And there we go. Oh my god. Look at all those guys dropping the distance. Already like 60 guys down. 3 old guard units. Could you imagine? Our British player is still pretty healthy on survivability. He's got plenty of equipment, plenty of infantry. You let me take the beating, as they say. At least that's what I'll tell myself. Are these enemy British? Oh yeah, these are enemy British. Fortunately, though, he's going to get charged by everybody. In fact, it's going to get charged by me as well. Seeing the King German Legion go into melee. Old Guard are going to get him, though. There just happened to be that my Old Guard were walking by in the moment of weakness. That is some bad luck. Just that one, that one Old Guard was just happened to be walking by, chillaxing. Another Old Guard was walking by as well. He's going to get into the melee here. These King German Legion now have no chance. Must be confusing as a Frenchman in there. What do you kill? And this is where disaster struck, guys. Around this area, our French ally, Sparky here, disconnects. And his whole army in formation that he's been coordinating with our Ottoman ally capitulates. It's going to happen any second now, and you can tell the AI takes over. The AI goes a little wacko on us. Meanwhile, back on the other flank, seeing he's still in the game right now, but you'll see. There's some good gunfights going on here. Old Guard laying out the heat in a second. Come on, Old Guard. Old Guard. Please. Big melee charge by the Ottoman player. Going in. Unfortunately, they form square. This unit does not form square, though. These Polish Legion now are taking a beating. And you know what? The Ottoman player is almost through. He's got plenty of camps still in reserve. Still got Polish Legion in reserve. Still pretty even, though. They got plenty of King German Legion, Highlander foot in reserve. Got some foot over in reserve. Got plenty of cav in reserve. Actually, a decent amount of cav back here. Yeah, I'm pretty good. Oh, look at these guys. Look at these guys. Woo! That is some fine uniforms. Polish Legion, though, showing that they can actually do some damage. Man in the hats. The cab moving on the rear. Again, they're blobbing up the infantry like this. King German Legion here, just laying down the heat. My Old Guard is still coming up, redeploying up here. First player still has so much reserves here. He hasn't really fought like a full. I mean, he's been fighting, but he hasn't like taken really any casualties. I can't get over the light dragoons. They look so clean. The Hussars look really clean by the British as well. Back here in the north, seeing a massive charge coming in by the Austro-Hungarian. This is the first time we're seeing a counter push, and these Polish Legion are scaring the melee. We're seeing a counter charge though by our ally, and that makes him stop. He thinks twice about that. Like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Unfortunately, though, everyone's going in for charge. Polish Legion there, charging in. No one cares. I don't know why he's forming square in front of this infantry. This French Legion here are about to capitulate. The whole line's going to open up. Oh, man. Ottoman players coming in. Plenty of infantry. Ottoman player breaks through the rear. Polish Legion not paying attention. He's going to go for the general. Oh, no. Form square. General going to get away, maybe? Oh, my God. Allied general dies. Friday loses his general. The melee brawl started in the north. The line's looking thin, though, up on this side. See my 2 Old Guard finally arriving with my general staff, though, so he'll take over the leadership role. These cav, though, are taking a beating, being side shot by Polish Legion, and being chased down by Ottoman cav. Getting a good rear charge onto these units. Coming on with another charge here. Hungarian Hussars coming in now, forming square just in time. Not really in time, but enough. Problematic, though, is the Ottoman cav, who's so good. You guys are actually wearing real armor. Meanwhile, down here, we're seeing a redeployment. I was trying to tell our British player at this point, I'm like, hey man, you gotta play aggressive, or like you're gonna let this guy, double us up on this location. Because I'm up here now, and our teammate French player's up here, and our Ottoman player up here. He's kind of letting these guys get away when he should keep putting the pressure on them. And as they're withdrawing, you can get some really good shots on people. But this is where the huge breakthrough comes in by the Ottoman player. Cav storming the area now, catching up to the enemy general. His own general bodyguard now. Yeah, this is disastrous now. They've broken through. Seeing the British troops are moving up to help support the situation. Big melee brawl in here right now. And this is where, unfortunately, AI takes over, guys, for the French player. He has no more control. I'm taking over the control. The AI decided to abandon this location, so there's a gap in the line. So I decide, hey, I'll shove in my old guard here. They'll lay down the heat. Help support the line as well. So now we got like 5 old guard here hanging out. I only brought 2. That's a lot. Just out of range, I believe. Back out here, though, we're seeing a lot of cav. We're seeing Polish Legion. AI decides, you know what? Let's all go into melee. You know what? Fair enough, because that's what the Ottoman player's doing. It's not looking good now. We're starting to get rolled back a little bit. Back up here, we still got a pretty healthy British army. Instead of pushing against him like we asked, he's now walking around in a weird formation. Back up here, though. These Austrian Hungarians are about to break both Old Guard and Polish Legion and other Ottoman units. Seeing a French cav unit, friendly, charge into these Highlander foot and annihilating them. Proving their worth. Cav, Polish Legion going in. I can't tell at this point whether it's AI. I'm pretty sure it's AI at the moment now. And now they're just charging in. Highlander foot are pretty good in melee as well. Seeing the AI do its thing. This is the brilliance of the AI, standing in front of my old guard. Not in the best position. We're really close at the moment. We're starting to roll up the flank like we want to. Unfortunately, our player's playing a little defensive over here, so letting the guys come up here to reinforce. We're going to keep the momentum down on them. AI is just going all in melee. He doesn't care anymore. Fortunately, there's not that much cav to punish any of that anymore. This is just awkward. This was really awkward. I wasn't sure what to do here in my old guard. Like, I don't want to shoot the AI right in the butt. With this one Highlander foot holding the line. General staff not getting hit. A lot of action now going on. Old guard going into melee. Everyone's going into melee. Our British player is finally coming over to help support in this location. But yeah, you're just seeing us rolling in right now. Balance power is still pretty even. They just got to reform the line and they're good. I decide, hey, I'm going to support the AI. I'm going to go in and charge on these King German Legion. I'm going to get a good volley now. I'm going to start aiming at this unit. One of my old guards here. We break that unit instantly. AI is going to keep going. You're seeing me reforming. Both me and the British player now are unloading. This foot unit's being annihilated, getting shot by old guard. He rotates. Good player, micro. My old guard in here coming in with my other old guard ally. Now we're going in for the charge. A couple Polish Legion here. It's getting confusing now. With everybody looking the same. But the French players are rolling us back. You can see it though. There's only a couple of us left. Unfortunately, General Staff by the AI getting really close. Leading from the front. You kind of see they're getting a little blobby over here in this location. Getting a little disorganized. The only 2 guys we have really left that's controlled by player over here is... Ottoman player's pretty much gone. He's only got this one unit, I believe, in the map, right? Yeah, he's out. I'm at General Staff in the back. Highlander foot beats the Ottoman unit. There's no more Ottoman player now. The only controlled units now are this is all AI, I think. Friendly AI. Or no, mix of friendly and enemy. Can't tell now. It's so confusing. Fortunately, this Highlander foot doesn't maneuver in time. He's about to get a world of hurt from Old Guard. Oh man. Oh no. Could you imagine walking in the rear? Look at this guy. What's he doing? Running. I was like, come on, fire, 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 fire. Yeah, I guess they decide not to fire. These guys are firing. Oh, man. They won't fire. Finally, they fire. Finally, they get the shot. Like, if they did that earlier, this unit would be gone already. Swiss foot, though, Highlander. Not much left of him. Some old guard, a Polish Legion. A little bit of melee going on with an old guard somehow getting down here. First player coming in, keeping support. He's got all these units back here, though. Like, look at all these units back here, not doing anything. It's kind of concerning because it's just these two old guard. And there's these couple units, and, you know, we can get picked off one by one if we're super thin. There's still a lot of units back there, including old guard themselves. Fortunately, getting some AIs distracting the enemy, letting me move up my infantry, and also getting some shots in these Swiss foot and other units. All these guys are reloading. Come on, load. That was a quick ass reload. Swiss foot dropping. Look at the numbers. This unit's gone. The King German Legion, though, here. Holding the line. Last of the Russians holding out. There's actually some Grenadiers back here. Getting a little unorganized, though, in this entire defense. Got an old guard here holding the rear. The elite unit. Moving a route, though. I got my general staff here hanging about. Another old guard. Old guard versus old guard. Not ideal. Polish Legion, though, breaking off these Grenadiers. Yeah, showing its might. Charging in. Fortunately, Moscow Musketeers. Sorry, King German. What am I talking about? More King German Legion, though. Taking shots when he shouldn't be. Oh, man, look at all those guys dropping. Already down to 73 men. Unfortunately, the old guard rotates positions. Trying to help down here, I guess, but kind of need that old guard to fight old guard. These are Grenadiers and foot. It's a perfect engagement. I'm firing it like up downhill. These guys are fresh. These guys are all, oh, they're fresh as well. No, but at least, you know, we're also on a long, thin line, taking less casualties and getting more fire down. Yeah, you can see all the guys dropping. Yeah, they're taking heat now. Old guard is annihilating these people. Better accuracy, better stats. Oh, man. Now we're seeing General Staff deciding to do a drive-by. Will anyone die in this General Staff? One guy dies, alright. Everyone must be just confused what's going on. Look at that. Why is he doing that? This unit breaks. Fortunately, there is a Swiss foot behind our line. Moving in, though. British player moving in now. His army's finally moving up the rest of his reinforcements. He's got plenty of guys back here. Plenty of foot. I'm rotating here. This is enemy cav. Oh, wait. This is friendly cav. Sorry. Oh, my God. I was like, oh, no. Old guard. Light Dragoons going in for a charge against these last of the Swiss foot. Stops the push, though. Rotates my old... Let me get in position with my old guard. Old guard getting some shots in the Musketeers. Rotate back down south. See what's going on down here. Last little charge, Chasseurs. Some old guard laying... Just all the foots are just laying down heat now on these guys. General Staff from the British player. Going in for a charge. Oops. Allied general killed. Wing Hussars down. Finally, the AI general, who's been running around in front of everybody, meets his demise. Soul Guard, though, getting shots. Can't really do much. Unluckily, though, these guys were not in square. The Light Dragoons getting in a charge, breaking the Swiss foot, and now they can have an opportunity to kill the enemy general. Now we're kind of seeing the end of the game, guys. We'll fast forward a little bit. Kind of just see now, moving up my old guard. Everyone's gone. Get a little bit of a charge here.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
Seeing generals drop. But yeah, everything breaks now at this point. If there isn't anybody left. Getting some rear shots on some of the last of the units. I go in for a melee charge on a fellow old guard, but my old guard are more healthy. That is the end.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
And that's it, right? Just one last old guard taking hits from everywhere, and there you go. He breaks.
A glorious victory.
And that
sir.
is the ending of the Great Battle of the Hill. You see the scats here. Me not doing alright, getting 1,700 kills. Losing a lot. Iron not doing really well. Wingasar doing a lot of damage here. Enemy kills a lot. Unfortunately, Disconnect though probably would have got more kills. Probably doing a lot of melee damage. I think he killed a lot of elite units in that melee, so he did really well. Kanji, another friend here on the enemy team, doing really well. All players doing really well, except to say the Russian player took a lot of damage, not a lot of casualties. Same with the, that made the real big difference, I think. Meanwhile, we can look at the kills here. My old guard, another old guard, did really well. Old guard always do well. They always pay for themselves. But yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys around. Thanks for watching.